G'day and welcome to episode 95 of the Guy Who Sews podcast. My name is Sean and this is my weekly update where I share my quilting adventures. I'd like to welcome both new and returning viewers, but if you are new, I would love it if you could take a few moments to say hi in the comments. Come see what I've been working on, what I completed, and what's coming up in the future. But let's go ahead and get started with our works in progress. I've been a busy bee this week, but I've been really pleased with the amount of progress that I've made. The first one I want to show is Fab Farm, which is a pattern by Elizabeth Hartman, and is part of a collab that I'm doing with Stephanie from Stephanie Stitches, Shanna from Slay Arts, and Stephen Bland from Bland Designs and the Idiot Quilter. I've done a pig block and a strawberry block in previous episodes, but this week I worked on the bee, and I think it turned out really cute. I worked on this some yesterday on my live, and I actually messed up part of the wings. I used, I think, the wrong block, maybe here and here, but it was only off by a 1/4 inch. It just made it a little bit smaller or bigger, I can't remember, and I figured it didn't make enough difference, so I just left it. I think the bee turned out really nice. Let me know what you think. The next thing I did was cut out some of the fabric for the White Rabbit, which is part of the Mad Quilt Party, which is an Alice in Wonderland themed sew along with Art East Quilting Co. I'll get it right in a minute. I need to finish cutting out those pieces and start assembling those blocks. And then the other thing I've been working on this week is quilting the somber quilt, which you may have seen from last year. And I'm just doing a very simple straight line quilt, about every 8 inches. And I hope to get this finished throughout the week and bound so that way Lorenzo, who's one of our exchange students, is able to start using it because the boys, he get cold for some reason. So I think it's good to get his quilt completed so he can start using that as well. So that's what I have for my works in progress. Now let's move on to our week in review. And if you're new to the channel, this is just a series of videos I take during the week, mostly of me sewing, but also of any adventures that our family gets up to. So I hope you enjoy. Last week I asked everybody what their favorite activity to do in fall was, and I loved hearing a lot of responses. A lot of you guys like to bake, also go out and do apple picking, pumpkin carving and that sort of thing there as well. And that's something we plan on doing today with the boys, is pumpkin carving. This week's question is a little more quilty related. I was just curious, what is your favorite colors to quilt with? My favorite color overall is red. However, I prefer to quilt using pinks and purples and of course rainbow. Primarily because I think those are really fun colors to quilt with, and there's really good choices with those colors as well. Let me know what your favorite colors are to quilt with. And so what are my goals for this week? Well, the first thing is I want to finish cutting out the fabric for the White Rabbit block, which I showed you a little earlier. I want to try and keep up with that sew along this year. We'll see how that works out. The next one is cut out the fabric for the Winged Monkey, which is the Wizard of Oz sew along that finished back in May. I've been putting this on my goals list for how long? A month? 2, maybe longer. Anyway, and then the final thing is I want to try and get done is quilt the somber quilt that I showed you a little earlier for Lorenzo, so that way we can go ahead and get it finished and get it up so he can start using it on his bed. He's really excited to be able to start using it. Let me know what your goals are for this week. And so now it is questions and answers time. The first question that came in that I want to share is, what size rotary blade do I use and why? I have gravitated towards a 28mm blade, and I just use a simple Fiskars cutting tool. I'm sure there's better stuff out there, but I'm used to it, and that's what I've been using. And why? Well, I had that in the 45mm. The 45mm cutter went somewhere. I don't know where it is. It's probably packed in a box somewhere. And I've just kind of gotten used to using the smaller one. And I think for doing all the smaller pieces that I work on, this is working out just great. I also have the same one in the Martelli cutter, and as you can see, this is going to lead into question 2. And that works quite well for me as well. And the second question is, are you left-handed? And anyone that knows Martelli cutters will know that this is a left-handed one, because if it's a blue handle, it's left-handed, and a red one is right-handed. So you can tell on a lot of content creators which is which just by looking at that. I write and eat left-handed, but I play sports right-handed. So that's the answer to that question. If you have any questions, please submit them. Always looking forward to reading those and featuring them in future episodes. So now I'd like to ask, how can I help you? One of the things I wanted to do when I started this channel was to educate and help new sewers or sewers that had questions on stuff that I can help them with. People say that I make things look easy, and I appreciate that. Never would have expected that. But I learnt by trial and error, and I'd like to avoid you having to do the same thing. So what I'm asking here is, what sort of things would you like me to teach? Is there sew-alongs? Can I do Zoom meetings? Can I do tutorial videos? That sort of thing there. Let me know in the comments, or send me an email or a message, and just let me know what sort of things you guys struggle with and that I can potentially help you with. And so now it is time for my news and events, which is where I go over the videos I released last week and what's coming up this week. All throughout the month of October, I've been doing what I've called Vlogtober, and that's just a short daily video of a different quilt that I saw at the Mid-Atlantic Quilt Show and why I thought it was cool. I've been doing different ones, different styles each week, each day. It's been a lot of fun there. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. Each video is like a minute to a minute and a half long, so it won't take you very long at all to catch up if you haven't started already. I also released Clue 8 time-lapse of the Village Green Puzzle Mishra Quilt by Cut and Cuts. And then this upcoming week, I plan to release Clue 3 of the Carnival Puzzle Mishra Quilt. Those are really fun. They're just short little videos as well. Yesterday, I had my friend Ginger from the Copycat Quilter join me on my live. We sat down and sewed some projects together. She was working on some cool stuff, and then I worked on this block and finished that last night. And then this upcoming week, I'm going to have my friend Eric Oda from Treasure Heart Creations join me. He's got to get up at like 4:30 to join me. I mean, that's nuts, right? But I'm super pleased that he's going to be able to join me this week. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Come check out all those videos, and I always love hearing comments. I am a little behind in those, but I am reading and replying to those as soon as I can. So now it is time to talk about finished blocks. I always love showing completed blocks, completed quilts, that sort of thing there, because it means I've actually finished something. So today I want to show you the 2 panda blocks that I started working on a couple of weeks ago with my friend Becca over on her channel. We're doing a collab together where I challenged her to do an Elizabeth Hartman pattern, and she has accepted that challenge. She is doing a lot of fun with hers. You can go check out her progress on her channel, but the ones that I finished over this week were these 2, and you would have seen some of this partially completed last week, but this is the completed one. So this is my 3rd panda. You'd have to go back a couple of weeks to see the first 2 if you haven't seen those already. And then this is panda number 4. I just love how these are turning out. I mean, it's just fun. I'm using scraps for everything. So that's, really cool as well. But that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, hit the like button, share with a friend. I always love hearing your comments. And we'll see you all later on in our next video. Happy sewing!